All right, so it gets under the gun open range. I think in theory, this hand still wants to bet sometimes. I guess like we can get him to fold out a lot of worse pocket pairs. And I think we're actually doing quite well. Like we have queens and jacks. He probably doesn't. He definitely has maybe some queen jack suited, some ace queen. Maybe this is better as a check because when we do get raised, it really sucks. But here we have two overs with the backdoor flush draw and we have a gut shot. We don't have spades, but we do have position. Do we want to turn this hand into a bluff here? I'm not sure. Okay, I don't think we have any showdown values. Probably at the bottom of our range here. What types of hands we try to get to fold? I'm just trying to think of like what our value hands would be here, like ace queen maybe. So I try to bet a size that was reasonable for you, like in like ace queen. I don't know about the way I play that hand. Okay, if we get 3-bet by a player in position, we're going to be 4-betting. We'll probably be 4-betting no matter who 3-bets us. Okay, really dry board here. I think we have an option of betting small or checking. I think I like I guess we want some protection. I was gonna say I think I like checking in the sense that maybe we get villain to fuck up on later streets. I think maybe with queens make more sense to do some checking, but like jacks and tens, maybe you want to bet small there. It's super dry board. It's hard for him to continue, I guess. I guess we're only getting called by, well, we get called by some pocket pairs, some second pairs. Obviously King X is never folding. Yeah, maybe the hand plays better as a check. It just sucks if like a queen or an ace rolls off. It's only a couple cards. Dickinson under the gun open. We're gonna be 3-betting ace queen off. Or I'm sorry, ace queen suited. That's good enough. Pocket fours, sure. Not getting 3-bet very often in this pool, so I think we can open this hand from this position for sure. This is a fairly large bet. I guess like what? Like 6x, 7s, 8s, hands like that makes some sense. Not really sure. So the queen shouldn't really improve him at all. So we'll see what he does here. If he bets, Man, he bets big. At this point, he's basically saying he has like a 3. We block like 4-5. So I don't know what other real bluffs he has here. I guess we're just gonna fold. I don't I don't know. I'm gonna have to play pretty cautiously on this board. He's got all the sets. We probably don't. Okay, make top pair, not a great kicker here. I think we're gonna continue with just playing cautiously. Okay, at this point, I think we can pretty firmly value bet, and I think he does have a pocket pair as far as sizing goes, or an 8 or a 5. I think we can size up and expect to get called by those types of hands. And then he's obviously going to fold all of his air. Okay, we're going to be ISOing here. Go 4.5. A little bit larger. We are a little deeper, and I've been finding that a lot of my ISOs are getting called in the blinds or by the people behind me. Let's see, on this board, his limp call range is doing pretty well, actually, right? He's got 7-8 suited, 9-10. Ace 8, maybe 8-9. We have backdoor flush draw, we have middle pair. He overbets. I guess like 9-10 and 6. I'm not actually sure if we can call an overbet there with this hand. Okay, now he bets about half pot. I need like 25% equity. We have the flush draw, we have the pair, we have the ace. I guess like the 10 definitely improves his hand sometimes. So like his 9-10 is now top pair. Man, I guess, yeah, like 9-10 makes trips. Pocket 4s is a full house, pocket ace is a full house. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just have to fold to that line. That's a pretty aggressive line. It's a spot where I guess we have to be pretty cautious with this flat color behind. Like, I'm really tempted just to bet small here, but I think checking seems fine too. I think it's a pretty good card for us, actually. It's pretty unlikely now that either player has a 10 or a 6. I don't think the imposition player is going to be checking a 10 very often, and maybe not even checking a 6 very often. For like 2/3. I don't really like 3-betting this hand. I don't really like flatting it, so we're just gonna fold. I guess out of the gun open, like we're not doing super well. He's got a bunch of dominating aces, etc. This one's close. I'm not actually sure we can open this hand from the cutoff. Here we're just gonna be betting really small on this board. This is pretty close to the median here. Okay, so now we have king high, we have a flush draw. Check calls, we don't really want to get check raised. There's a chance king high is good. He's not gonna fold a 9 or a 6 probably. I think checking's fine. Can we make a flush here? I don't think he's checked an ace twice, so I don't think we can go huge. We'll go like 3/4 pot. Okay, really dry board here. There's definitely some 6x in his range, so I'm not gonna size up super big here, even with queens. Okay, he has some diamonds in his check call range as well. But a lot of 10x and then a lot of maybe like 7/8s, jack nines, hands like that. I think we can comfortably keep value betting here, even without a diamond. If he leads, I think it's just super strong. He only leads for 4, so he blocks. I can see him blocking with a 10. I'm trying to think how thin it is to raise here. I guess we're just call. Hands that call me when I raise are probably like 6x and diamonds. Unless I raise super small, maybe. Okay, small blind 3 bets to 10. I guess like we would have to call 7 into 21 or something, 33-ish%. He's got 83 behind. I think pool is under check or under 3 betting. So his range is a bit stronger than it should be. So there's always a chance that if I do flop a set, like I just get all the money. Queen 9/9. He checks. Do we want to turn our hand into a bluff? Probably not at this point. Maybe on the turn. It's fairly unlikely the 7 hits him when he checks the flop. So he could have a pocket pair. Or he could have a hand like ace king, ace jack, those types of hands. I bet small here. Sort of as like a equity denial. I think queen jack suited probably just plays better as a flat. Doesn't mind going multi-way. Three betting here and then like getting called. We'll be out of position with a hand that's like easily dominated, and don't really see a good reason to do that to ourselves. Okay, so we flop an open ender here with a backdoor flush draw, and this guy just leads pot. So now we're in a really weird spot here. Hands he could be leading pot with, I guess, like hands like queen jack for sure, hearts, king X, king 10. I don't really think we should do anything here, but just call. You know, if it's half pot when the hearts come in, so now we could be drawing dead here. I don't think he just leads pot with hearts all that often. Certainly sometimes. Maybe we can just click it back here. I don't know about that play either. Okay, cold 4, we have queen 10 suited, we're gonna be folding. Okay, multi-way here, we flip top pair. Super dry board. I guess like this is just the board where we're just gonna be range betting. Even see, man, see, I think like deviating from a range bet would actually make some sense here in a spot like this, where I think pool, we don't really need much protection from basically any turn cards, and I think pool is going to play worse. So maybe it's a spot where I just see the board, I'm like, oh, range bet. But when I do have top pair on a board that's like a range bet board, if the exploit is range bet because they overfold, maybe I want to rethink that. Like how good is overfolding when I have a value hand? Okay, this is a board we consider range betting. I guess with the 9, yeah, like 10 jack, any of those Broadway cards, we're not gonna like, it's nice to get him to fold some Broadway cards with a small bet here. He does go with a check raise, I guess. He could be doing that. I mean, we have the king of diamonds, which blocks some of his check raise combos. I guess he could be doing this with like a hand like ace four. With the king of diamonds, I think I'm going to continue here, the 9. He could be check raising with like ace X even, just have us beat. Okay, so he bets big here. I guess a hand like 5-6 with diamonds could be a check raise. I guess we just let it go. I don't know. I don't know how creative Pool is in those spots. I think Pool in general is under check raising, so maybe it's just a fold from the flop. Okay, so he just bets pot here. He limp called, then he bets pot. He definitely has 7s and 4s, doesn't have kings, obviously. We can't fold top pair, good kicker, just quite yet. Okay, club draw comes in. See what he does here. Bets pot again. It's basically saying he has, I guess he could be doing this with a king. Which kings is he limping under the gun? Like king 9 suited. I guess he could be doing this with the flush or the full house as well. Yeah, I guess we just check and see if he jams. If he jams, I don't really know what we do. Okay, so he doesn't jam, which is even more interesting. That's pot. This seems like such an underbluff spot, but we're pretty high up. Maybe this is just an easy fold. I don't feel good about that one. This is probably pretty close to the median of our range. This player leads pot. I don't think he's ever leading a jack for pot. I could see him leading flush draws, which we're ahead of. We have the ace of spades though. And I guess we just have to fold here. I don't know, it felt weird. Okay, pretty dry board here. But we are out of position. I think this board we have to be pretty cautious on out of position. This player leads pot or bets pot. And we just have queen high. Don't really see any reason to check raise, and definitely no reason to call. Not sure when I'm supposed to start opening these king sixes. Hijack, yeah. Under the gun sometimes, okay. All right, we're out of position. We got cold called. This is pretty good flop for a cold call range. What the fuck? Okay, and this guy just bets pot. We're just folding. Pretty awful board for button first big blind. So we're actually going to be playing really cautiously on this board, and we're just going to be doing a ton of checking. Check twice now. I think now we can safely start value betting. It's pretty hard for him to have just complete air. Like he's either got like an open ender, a gut shot, queen X, something like that. So I think we can actually size up a little bit, like 3/4 pot there. He checked. I don't expect that he has checked two pair all that often, or a better hand than ours very often. And for the same reasons, I think like if he does have a pair, I think he's probably calling a larger-ish sizing. So we're gonna go with the 75% sizing there. Okay, we could consider working in a flat here with threes. Don't really see a reason. This guy lump calls. Pretty dry board here. He just leads half pot on this board. I think leading range is like a lot of ace X. Weird, very weird. We get squeezed. Ace three suited is probably one of the weaker hands we're opening, though we don't mind playing it multi-way. But I just don't think we're going to be calling. Three bets with ace three suited, especially when there's going to be a player that has position on us post flop. Oh, this hand doesn't mind going multi-way. It's a hand I would probably defend against a normal sized open, and then against a 4x ISO, I think it's still actually a fine defend. Sort of expecting the limper to come along. Guess it would suck to get back raised, but I think we probably just have to fold even to such a small sizing here, although we do have ace high and backdoor hearts. Okay, it's probably a mandatory bluff at this point. We did have a flush. What size would we use? Probably a pretty large sizing. Okay, this is a spot where I wouldn't mind flatting, but I guess deuces probably just don't play that well from small blind from early position. Okay, he snap checks behind. Nine could help him some. We're likely ahead of a lot of his holdings, but he probably has a decent amount of equity against us. I just don't think this hand's strong enough to bet for protection. Similar story. Let's just try to get the showdown. Hopefully he just has ace high. Eight high too. He should be three betting a pretty tight range. From the small blind against an under the gun open, we're gonna call 8 into 21. We need like 40-ish%. This hand just doesn't really play all that well. Just gonna be folding. He's got a lot of, well, he's got a decent amount of dominating kings. A few, I should say. King, Jack, King 10, Ace, King, King, King. I don't remember. This one might be a pure fold against the pure raise against the button and a fold against the cutoff. He's got nines and sixes. He's got all the sets. We've probably only got nines. This is probably pretty close to the median. I think we're going to be doing a lot of checking with his hands. We're ahead of all his Broadway hands, not by much, of course. Okay, 2/3 pot. Here we have backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. What hands would he be 2/3 potting here with? Over pairs, I guess. We're doing really well. I was gonna say he 3-bets all of his full houses. Now I guess we're not doing as well. I guess like we'll get called by a jack sometimes. It's obviously not good for us. Maybe get called by a king. King is like his most likely holding, I think. All right. Hand is sort of trending a little bit below the median, I guess. I think we're ahead of all of his air, which is nice. And then in a stab happy pool, I think checking gains EV, we're ahead of his air. And then on this king, the king is obviously much better for our range. We don't have, this is sort of like an equity denial type bet. Okay, and then he snap checks behind here. We're beating what? I don't think we can check this hand. It's probably near the bottom of our range. Yeah, sort of expect to get called by a 10 there. I wonder if that's just lighting. If that's a bad bluff. It's pretty easy for us to be over bluffing there. So we shouldn't really get to check raise that frequently on this board. This is a hand that definitely would enjoy check raising, and I think we're actually gonna go for it here. I'm gonna end this. Okay, so we get 3-bet. We're gonna be 4-betting here, being out of position. Plus we just have a premium. 8 times 8.5. Okay, we're not folding. Free rolling. Cool animation.